Oh my gosh. Donald Trump is president. Donald Trump is president. I'll first preface this by saying, if you're watching this video and you voted for Donald Trump, that's your personal preference. I believe in civic engagement. I believe everyone should vote. I disagreed with parties that didn't vote, and this is not a attacking video. This is just more of a reaction. Post this and keep track of where my head was, a young 20-something-year-old in my generation, and the transition where our country is going to go into from Obama to Trump. And I just want to preface this video. This is my own personal opinion. This is kind of a channel like all things fresh progress in many different forms. And just don't take, I hope you don't take offense or you don't see like hate or content and that kind of content in my heart. And like I said, please let's have a conversation in the comments. I'm really open, and if someone did vote for Trump, I would just love to hear their reasons or different, you know, and just learn more, I guess. So Donald Trump winning taught me that we are incredibly distracted, and that, I swear to gosh, it's like this post I read a couple years ago, how everyone on Facebook basically follows people that think like them. And you think you have this like diverse group set of friends and family, and you think you have a pretty good, even if you're not, I'm American, but my family is South American. So even if you do have a lot of international mix, you think you have a pretty good sample of the American population in your friend group or acquaintance group. You went to a diverse college, you've traveled, you've met people with different backgrounds, different political ideology. You think you have a good sample. And I just did not see this coming. We are a very fragmented country, extremely fragmented. I mean, if you look at the voting demographics, whites, blacks, Latinos, Asians, and then age groups, we are an incredibly divided country. The way some of our grandparents voted versus the way some of the 20, 30-year-old voters chose was very different. Gender gap was not that apparent. And everyone kept talking about gender. This will be the year of the women. And gender gap was not huge, And that was extremely, extremely interesting. Especially having a lot of women of color friends, a lot of white women friends, who, of course leaned one way than the other, but it was just interesting that a lot of us tended to vote like the men in our racial category did. It's also interesting too how out of all the races, black women were the most, had the highest amount that voted Democrat. And you look at the face of, I don't want to say the face of democracy or the face of feminism or the face of like change or progress, and black women are not really there to be found. I mean, you might have a Michelle Obama, but I think to a degree we're somewhat underrepresented in that aspect. And who came out the most, the highest, less than 3% of their total population voting the other side. Was really interesting. And yeah, it was really hard for me to sleep last night. And not necessarily because they won and our country's going, I have a little bit more hope. I don't think we're going to go all the way backwards, but what made me more angry was I just had a lot of people who said they didn't vote. And then you see what the turnout turned to be, and then you see the complaints. And I'm like, you didn't vote, how are you complaining? It's just really making me angry. So it was just a lot of emotions to deal with. And I think the hardest thing throughout the whole election too is this idea of like, basically permanency, and how a president can truly truly reverse what has been done, you know? And I'm reading articles of what Trump's gonna do within his first 30 days, and it's basically repealing everything that Obama did. And you know, I don't know, this is my third presidential election, and I rather, you know, it's not the Republicans part that scares me as much as the Donald Trump part, the character part. And that just could be to like the fact that he is such a social president, and then, you know, they said FDR ruled the radio and Obama ruled the internet, you know? Trump killed social media. He was everywhere. Black solidarity, black pride does not mean, you know, anti-white, you know? Look at history and ask if it means that, okay? And come back to me.